Greetings and welcome to another garage update video. I have a few things to update you on and tell you about today, so let's get started. The first thing I have actually already done, and it pertains to something underneath the car. So whenever I was recently under the car doing some stuff, I noticed that the paint on the diff cooler had started to chip off in certain places, so I took it off and I refurbished it. So this is the process. Okay, so first part was to remove all the old flecked paint, getting that smoothed off with multiple grades of sandpaper so that it looked it looked kind of weird, but it felt nice and smooth and flat. Then taped up the Airtec decal so that it didn't get any paint on it. Then got the primer on, multiple layers of primer on both sides. Then once that was fully dry, I gave it a very light rub down. And then I started the spraying process. So I used this Can Gun 1, which made the spraying process really comfortable. It's a really cool innovation. So here we see getting the layering started up. I've got 3 layers of paint on both sides, then let that dry. Then once that was done, got a bit of protection on there, got it reinstalled onto the car, looking awesome. So that's pretty sweet, and moving on from that, you can see I've got a rather large box here from Forge Motorsport. Now I'm not going to go into any detail as to what is in here, but you can see that there's some pipe work and certainly some goodies for the future. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can see what exactly is going on here and what these are for. I will give you a hint, everything is for the Mini, but for today, what I'm going to move on to now is actually in this little box that has this Mountain tape on it. It doesn't really have anything that much to do with Mountain as such, because what is inside is a set of 4 locking wheel nuts from McGuard. They are for tuner wheels and they are gloss black. And then underneath this here, we have a full set of regular nuts that are also from McGuard and are also gloss black. You may remember if you watch my videos that I got the Revo wheels a while back. So if I jump out here, nice gloss black Revo wheels, but at the time I just used these like sort of standard silver nuts, just because that's what I had at the time, and I put it out to you guys. What should I do? Should I leave it with the silver nuts or should I get black nuts? And a lot of people replied, and the consensus was overwhelmingly towards going with black nuts, so that's what I'm going to do now. You may be wondering, why did I go for McGuard and not any of the other options out on the market? Simply, the decision was made because I got some discount in Mountain. I had a bunch of the Mountain rewards points built up, so I just got these for relatively cheap. So that was really the extent of the decision-making process. So yes, here we are. We've got all of our nuts here. I've got the locking key for my locking nut. I've got torque wrench, and I have got my impact wrench here. Now, we don't actually need to jack the car up. If we do these one at a time, we can just leave the wheels as they are, leave the car as it is, and just remove one nut, put one nut on, and just repeat the process until all of the nuts are done for the wheel. So this impact wrench does have a specific like nut removal option on it, which is pretty cool. So tightening this initially just with the tool, this is reasonably high torque, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go until I get the sort of first click, and then I'll move over to the torque wrench. Okay, torquing up then to 100 foot-pounds, which is equivalent to 135.5 Newton meters. Cool. Now I can just repeat that for all the other nuts. There we go, that is this wheel done, and certainly I would say that is a marked improvement over the silver ones. Definitely the right choice to upgrade to the nice shiny black nuts to match the nice shiny black Revo wheels. So now all I gotta do is repeat this process on all 4 corners. But before I do that, I can give you a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. So these are the nuts that I just removed. These came from Revo themselves, so they're just a very standard sort of nut. This is what the standard Ford nuts look like. You can see that there's some obvious differences. These are quite soft, very easily marked and very easily destroyed. These not so much. These are a little bit stronger, a little bit better of a design. And then in comes the black guard. So what I just took off is a little bit longer than the stock and obviously not as soft. And then the guard is a little bit longer again. It has a nice like rounded cap on there, which is nice. And interestingly, I'm not sure how well this is going to come across on camera, but looking on the inside where the threads are, you can see that it has been heat treated. So hopefully nice and strong, we shall see. And then if we want to compare the locking nuts that I just took off, probably not really fair, but anyway, yes, we've got that versus the McGuard. So just very different kind of idea, just a completely different design, but of course the McGuard locking wheel nuts match in very nicely with the McGuard regular nuts. So let's crack on and finish the job. There we go, that's all 4 corners done, looking awesome.
Sound right, boys.
Alright then, sweet. Moving on then to the last part of today's video, and that is on the Mini, and specifically on the glass on the rear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this nicely cleaned up, and then I am going to apply a brand new AR sticker, which is in a brand new colour, pink. And then once we have that done and we have our sticker on, I am going to protect the glass, and that is a process that I will repeat on all the windows of the car. Alright, so I'm starting off with pretty clean glass to begin with, so I don't need to do anything too hardcore, but we are going to sort of like deep clean it, and to do that I'm going to use G-Technic G6 Perfect Glass. Very directly onto the microfiber, then I'm going to wipe the glass down. Okay, and then I will flip it over and use a dry side just to wipe and remove any residue. Alright, nice. Alright then, now I can prep the decal. So I just take my applicator, my squeegee thing, and initially all I need to do is just press down across the entirety of the decal, just so that it is stuck to our backing tape. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can peel the front off this, and it should bring the 2 letters with it. And indeed it does. So then over to the car. So as you can see, I have lined it up here. I'm on this like sort of blacked out area of the glass. It's not going to affect vision. It's probably too difficult to see, but you can kind of see this line here. Maybe, you know, you don't actually use this part of the glass from inside the car, so it's not blocking anything. So yeah, we just have it lined up here, and now we just want to go over all of the lettering parts and just apply a decent amount of pressure to each area that we can. Okay, and then whenever we are happy with that, we can peel off the backing tape, which should release from the decal, and leave it on the glass. Perfect. Okay, so that looks great. So now we want to add protection to the glass and a bit of protection over the top of our new logo. So to do that, I'm going to use G-Technic C2V3 liquid crystal, and the application of this is going to be the exact same as how we just cleaned our glass with the G6. So I've got another microfiber, so I'm going to spray directly onto this, then we're going to apply, then we're going to flip it over, get a clean side, buff off any residue, and that will be that. So spraying directly onto the microfiber and then spreading it around. So then we'll just get a dry part of our tile and just buff the residue off.
It sound right, boys.
Yeah, nice. So that is it. That is the update for today done. I've got the refurbishment done on the rear diff plate from Airtec, now in that sort of gloss grey as opposed to nitrous blue. So what do you think about that? I've got my new black wheel nuts to match the Revo wheels, which I think look fantastic. It was based on the suggestion of all of you guys. So what do you think about that? I think they're great. They really do match the wheels like perfectly. And then on the Mini we have beautifully clean and protected glass with a brand new colour of AR logo. Speaking of which, if you would like to get your hands on one, you can get them now. I'll put a link down into the Big Cartel store where you can go and get these new pink decals, and there's another new special colour as well, which is oil slick. So go and grab one of those if you should so desire. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.